is it going today? I hope every single one of you who is watching this video has had themselves a great goddamn day. Now today I've decided we're going to be heading on over back to the Broken Crowns channel, and we're going to do ourselves a nice little deep dive into the latest stream concocted by Aiden Paladin and Spoons, which is simply entitled Longleaf Sneed Let the Salt Flow. Now, it's a relatively short stream, about 2 hours. And throughout these whole 2 hours, both Aiden Paladin and Spoons are gonna fucking cope oh so goddamn hard about the fact that not everyone is, in mourning. Not everyone is the big sad about Queen Lizzie's death. That quite a lot of people are, celebrating her death, or at the very least, pointing and laughing at the absolute state of the United Kingdom right now, and myself included. So, we're going to start off at, the beginning, and we're going to go all the way up to the 30-minute mark. If you would like for me to go over just more of this stream, again, this is only a 2-hour stream, it's not really that long, but if you do want a part 2 to this, please do let me know in the comment section below. But without further ado, I'm gonna hit play, and let's get into this fucking trash fire. By the way, I don't know if I've ever really said this on the last 2 videos I did about this podcast, but their fucking theme song, if you even want to call it that, is very, very low, at least on my end. I mean, I got my volume all the way up, and even then I could hardly hear it. Maybe once they stop simping for the monarchy. I highly doubt that'll ever happen, but maybe if by some off chance they ever do decide, they're gonna stop, trying to suck on Queen Lizzie's dead, wrinkly tits, maybe they'll get to work on getting a new theme song. Hopefully one that will be 12 times better, and, well, at least one that I'll be able to hear at least. I swear to God, this fucking theme song sounds like something you would hear in the, it sounds like something you would hear in, like, a fucking Nintendo main menu. Just before you start playing a game. I swear to fucking Christ, that's what it sounds like. But this is the fucking theme song for the Broken Crowns podcast. Did I ever mention to you guys that people literally give these 2 idiots money?
There we go.
Alright, hello again everybody, we're back because in the 3 days since we have streamed, of course when we streamed on Wednesday was the day that the Queen passed away and we got news of it. People have, as they're always want to do, been absolutely
shitheads,
abhorrent, awful, vile, and just terrible,
and disgusting people,
and disgusting all over the internet.
And I am proud to say that I am one of those quote-unquote vile and abhorrent shitheady-esque people.
In real life regarding...
And people who don't know anything about the monarchy or the British Empire need to shut the fuck up.
Yes. So, we thought we'd do a little impromptu stream, and after this, it'll only be 2 hours, because afterwards it's our movie night. So, we're going to do a short stream. Well, short says 2 hours. We're going to have 2 hours to go over some of the
Aiden is going to try and contain her rage, because I sent her a clip, and I just said, oh my god, just listen to this. This is, I want to do things that I can't say on YouTube. How can I say this politely?
You heard it here, folks. Spoon send Aiden Paladin a clip, and Aiden Paladin's really going to try to contain her rage on this one. Now, call me crazy. I think Aiden Paladin's going to fail miserably when it comes to this her going over this clip. But hey, you never know,
Let's just say my feelings are, I wish these people could meet the Queen.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be going to the same place, you know what I mean?
No. I don't think they'd be going to hell, because I don't think Satan would want them there either. They'd just be stuck in purgatory.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but, given the fact that pretty much everyone is in agreement that Queen Lizzie here had a hand to play in Princess Diana's death, it wasn't really a car accident, it was an assassination. Plus all the other sick, twisted shit that she was involved in, whether directly or not really directly. Yeah, I'm inclined to believe that she's gonna be hanging out with Satan there. I don't think she's gonna be going upstairs. I think she's downstairs, actually. Yeah. Just a reminder also, this woman, Lizzie, stuck by her son, Andrew, who, in case you've forgotten, Andrew here was a very, very good friend of Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. And Mr. Andrew here has been to Jeffrey Epstein's child fucking island on more than one occasion, and this woman still stuck by, Prince Andrew there, even though it's pretty much well known at this rate that Prince Andrew likes to fuck kids. So, yeah, again, I don't think Lizzie's up there in heaven. I think she's hanging out with Satan and the rest of them. But anyway.
And Satan's like, oh my god, you were too stupid to be in hell. Just go away.
Oh, my audio's really echo. Oh, it's because my freaking microphone keeps getting turned around like that. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm sure that's why. The other day I was having like a aneurysm because I couldn't figure out why my audio was shitty, and I was like, oh, it's because my mic got turned around.
Oh,
anywho, that's
155 IQ. Has been to college for many, many years. Attempted to. Failed miserably, but still attempted to become a teacher. A very big-brained individual. And Aiden Paladin could not figure out that the reason she's been having audio trouble is because her fucking microphone turned around. Hey, did I ever tell you guys that people give Aiden Paladin money on Patreon? Did I ever tell you that?
Why, I thought it's because of your room. You're in a room that isn't treated, so the audio sounds bouncy.
No, it's because I literally had my microphone turned backwards. It doesn't, even though I can't tighten it, I cannot tighten it anymore in the stand, and it just, sometimes now I undid it. It just...
See, it's shit like this that makes me not really want to put any effort whatsoever into this YouTube shit. I don't want to have to be deal with these fucking problems. I don't want to have a fucking mental breakdown trying to figure out why my audio's all fucked up, only for me to realize that my fucking microphone turned around backwards. I don't want to fucking deal with this shit. I'm too goddamn lazy. I don't want to go through this fucking shit. Look at that.
Keeps freaking coming undone and wanting to flip itself. It's really annoying.
I
think,
body should always get a tight fit.
Yeah.
Sounds very childish.
Right. Oh, haha.
Is yours on a boom or something?
Yeah. How do you not have your mic on a boom?
I mean, I do. That's fine. I mean, the old Yetis. Some people have it in the little stand.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have it close to your face, as I do on mine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm doing this, and then it sounds really weird.
If it
boomy.
Also, the reason it was peeking there is because my face was right up in it, because I was still fixing it a little bit.
Peeking out. Duct tape to the rescue. Oh god, no, duct tape will not work.
Nah, it's not gonna work.
Do you know what? You know what might work? Is Velcro.
No, it's the screw. It's just never been able to really be as tight as I'd want it to be. I don't know. It just messes up. Anyway,
that's probably because the metal on the other side is weak and it just pushes the metal. Right.
couple of screws loose on the microphone, just like Aiden Paladin's head. You learn something new every day, now don't you?
Maybe.
Lock it, yeah.
It's not a particularly expensive boom arm, so...
Yeah, not the one that I have either. Well, the one I use in my cage, I just take it off the desk one.
You know what? If I ever do decide that I'm going to start doing live streams and shit, I'm going to go down the fucking medical route, and I'm just going to pick myself up a cheap headset from, like, a Walmart. Just use that. I mean, James been using the same fucking headset for, like, a couple years now. And he sounds pretty fucking fine on that end. So I think I will do that if I ever decide, you know, I do want to put fucking effort into this shit, which, you know, maybe one day I will do an actual live stream. But if I ever do, I'm definitely getting a fucking headset like Jim did.
And I figured out I can use Velcro, the bottom hook, and I just hook it into, because it's a squat rack, so yeah. I can just use Velcro around the holes that's drilled in the cage. I'm like, this is actually incredibly helpful. And then I just took the two pins that would either uphold the bar, and I just put it on one side, and then I just looped more Velcro on a piece of wood, and that keeps this an iPad where I read my scripts from. So like, oh my god, this is totally ghetto, but it's really, really functional. So
I know I probably just need to get a new boom arm because it's old and shitty and ghetto. But let us get into
proceed with the rage.
Proceed with the rage. Do you want to start with the View, or do you want to start with some of the articles? I think that the View is really everything that we're mad about encapsulated.
Let's ask the chat, like, how much do you want to annoy Aiden on a scale of 1 to 5? If the scale is 5,
I'm gonna go with 12.
We'll start with the video.
It
is really bad. It is
the video
really,
is
really bad.
Awful. I mean, like, I was trying to listen to it earlier. Well, I did listen to it earlier. I watched the whole thing, and it's like it's every 30 seconds. I feel like I have to pause because it's so enraging.
Yes, it is a bunch of morons who don't know anything.
A clip from the fucking View, of all things, has gotten Aiden Paladin so ass blasted that she literally had to pause said clip every 30 fucking seconds. A clip from the fucking View. The View. The fucking TV show your fucking mom watch, your fucking moms watch, or would watch, you know, when you were home from school sick as a dog. A show that's literally fucking, whose core audience is just 40-something-year-old white ladies who stay at home and take care of the house. That fucking show has somehow managed to cause Aiden Paladin to get so fucking ass blasted she literally had to pause said clip every 30 seconds, otherwise she would throw a tart fit. Fucking beautiful. I'm excited now. I hope you are all too.
About any other government. They don't even know anything about their own government, so to speak about the monarchy that's existed for like over 800 years, it's just fucking absurd. And, like, listen to Americans talk about it, like, I want to strangle all of you bitches because you're all morons.
Is this streaming about us getting angry about people who laughed at the event? Because the memes were fire. I mean, I don't know, like, how I haven't seen any fire memes. It's mostly been just extremely disrespectful and really gross. If you think that...
Well, those sounds like perfectly good fire memes to me. I mean, I had sent Aiden Paladin a nice little fiery meme a couple hours back. You know, I think that's gonna be the fucking thumbnail for this video. Cause I just want you all to see the beauty that is this meme I've sent Aiden Paladin. Because it really does capture the current state of affairs going on in Brit Bong land. Once you've seen this image, you'll know exactly what I'm fucking talking about, and you'll know why I'm actually enjoying watching these people have a fucking mental breakdown. Anyway, let's continue.
The woman at Carnegie Mellon who said that she hoped her death was excruciating is a fire meme, then I think we have a different opinion on what a fire meme is.
Yeah, that's just disgusting and gross. I haven't seen a single funny meme, by the way.
I have not seen one either. But again, I guess, comedy isn't someone's.
Well, I did send one fiery, funny meme to Aiden earlier. I mean, I'm sure once I track down Spoons' Twitter after this and I sent it to him, he'll see this little fire meme I have in my folder. He may not like it, but hey, who really gives a shit what Chinese knockoff Sargon avocado over here really has to say?
Subjective. I don't see.
I can understand.
Wishing someone died excruciating pain. Someone who has done more to end the empire. They're so butthurt about than anybody else. But this is that.
Lizzie didn't do shit to end the fucking empire. The empire was already collapsing long before she took the fucking throne. For all this talk of the British Empire being some big, strong juggernaut of the time, it was pretty goddamn weak. It nearly fell apart twice in the span of 20 fucking years because the goddamn Germans had a temper tantrum. I shit you not. The empire nearly collapsed because the fucking Germans decided they were gonna throw one hell of a goddamn tard fit and drag everyone else into the maelstrom. And this was all within the span of 20 fucking years. Okay? Yeah. But no, seriously though. Lizzie totally played a part in dismantling the empire, even though the fucking thing was already collapsing all around her. Yeah, okay.
That's what we're actually going to talk about, I think, more than anything, is the fact that these people actually have no freaking clue what they're talking about. They're celebrating the death of somebody who has been a lifelong philanthropist because ...
Well, that and she was a lifelong, gigantic fucking man-child. Swear to fucking Christ, she never had to work a goddamn day in her life. None of these fucking royals ever worked a real goddamn day in their life. None of these people ever really had a real job. These people don't even pay taxes. I shit you not. Lizzie and her fucking family, they do not pay taxes. These people get to wear the fanciest and finest clothes. These people got to eat the most exquisite and fancy of foods and drink the most exquisite of liquors. These people literally lived, slept, taken a massive shit, and fucked in some of the most beautiful castles and palaces known to man. For fuck's sakes, they had a fucking choo-choo train ready to go to drag this wrinkly old bitch's body back to London. But they wound up having to put her corpse on a fucking plane. On a fucking plane. These people have fucking yachts. And the most these people can even be bothered to do is just walk around a fucking children's hospital just to see how the children, who are dying of blood cancer are doing. That's all these fucking people. That's all these people have really contributed to society there.
Yeah, because the one thing that just annoyed me is even the Libertarian Party was getting into this, and I want to. This is tasteless, you idiots. I can understand you mocking John McCain because he got your countrymen killed. Yeah. But it's the British Empire, which is 253 years ago is when you got your independence, supposedly, from the tyrannical crown that you so supposedly hated, even though if you look at the history, that's not exactly the case. So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. You just look like assholes. That doesn't gel. I don't get how that doesn't make any sense.
Well, let's go over it. Let's go over it. Let's watch this.
Horror video.
Yeah. All right.
This is probably going to be like an hour just on this, by the way, because this really was.
Yes, let's watch the video that causes Aiden Paladin to burst a couple of fucking blood veins every 30 seconds every time she watches this clip. Okay, let's fucking go.
Try to get through it, yeah.
Fucking awful.
That's so bad.
Has elevated.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Sorry, real quick. Mr. Twisted Frenzy, Dank's memeing on Twitter has been hilarious. That shit's been really funny. Did you see what he did? Real quick?
So why the hell?
Spoon, did you see what
Yes,
Dank's been doing on Twitter? Where he named himself the Duke 37th in line for the crown and just shitting on people? That's been pretty funny. Because of course they see the blue check and they think he's real every time.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, Sargon said it is the blue check mark that souls them.
Yeah, it
Dude,
really is.
how can you not tell this is a freaking joke? You absolute morons.
Oh,
what he said with the one is like,
you
filthy Scot should have known, like, oh my god, that was hilarious.
Yeah, Dan McCulloch.
So
Dick, you want to bring it up real quick just to look at it? I don't know what else he's tweeted. 37th in line, 36th now. Okay, like, this stuff's that's fine. Like, that's funny. It's actually being fucking funny.
Let me see.
Like, most of what I've seen is just, like, seething and coping over the British Empire and blaming the Queen for it, even though she mostly dismantled it, as we...
Again, the Queen was not responsible for the dismantling of the Empire. The Empire was already falling apart long before she even took the throne. If you really want to know who the real fucking culprit behind who was really dismantling the Empire, it's really not that hard. It was the fucking Germans throwing one hell of a hard fit twice in the span of 20 fucking years that led to the fucking collapse of the Empire. Plus, their subjects, their colonies no longer wanted to become, subjects or colonies. They wanted to go their own way. That too.
Can go over, but he's making a lot of...
whoever has done his Photoshop work is...
I know, it's
mint.
choice. It's
so good. I'm just looking.
They really want to avoid that video that makes Aiden Paladin spurred the fuck out every 30 goddamn seconds. I guess we're getting to the let's give Count Dankula a virtual blowjob part of the show now. Might as well just fucking sit and watch, only to observe the absolute simpery that's going on from these two right now. Hey, did I tell you guys that people literally give these two money? Did I ever tell you that? Did I ever tell you that people literally give these two nutter butters money for the shit like this that they do? Did I ever tell you that?
Yes. Do you work, that's for poor people? Oh my god. Just watching them. Owens
These are
Jones,
great, yeah.
what we call Tuesday. Oh my god. Yeah, I saw V did a video on this as well about Owen Jones. Oh my god. If someone could cancel Owen Jones, I would laugh my ass off.
I know.
Did you know his parents, either his parents or his grandparents?
For all this talk of Tweedledee and Tweedledum here being free speech warriors, they really love my free speech. They, and also being against, the cancel culture. They seemingly apparently really have no problem wishing people they don't like to get canceled. It's such a tragedy. The people that they like, the people that they adore get canceled. But when it's someone that they hate, like Mr. Owen Jones here, oh, well, who's really gonna shed a tear if Owen Jones here gets canceled, right? Who really gives a shit? Remember now, when it's people that they like that are getting canceled, it's a fucking travesty. But when it's people that they don't like or they don't really care about, well, go ahead, get fucking canceled. Why should I give a shit? Yeah, real fucking free speech warriors over here.
We're literal card-carrying members of the Communist Party.
No. Did you know that Melania Trump's father was?
A card
Okay, just out of mild curiosity, who really gives a shit? Who really fucking cares? I don't. Have you idiots forgotten that the Cold War ended decades ago? Hell, if I were to take a shot in the dark, I would say that the two of you were born slightly after the Cold War ended. You've never once even heard of the Soviet Union except in past tense. So why should any of you really care? Why should anyone in general give a shit that Mr. Owen Jones's mommy and daddy were members of the Communist Party of Britain? Why should anyone really give a shit that Melania Trump's dad was a part of the fucking Communist Party too? Who's really gonna fucking shit the bed and scream and cry that these people are a part of the fucking Communist Party? Newsflash, McCarthyism died a long time ago, okay? We don't have to worry about this shit anymore.
Remember the top of the...
Of Slovenia, yes. Well,
Holy
Yugoslavia.
shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I did not know that till today. I found it out today while just looking up
Hail
about
to the king,
Melania.
baby.
Yeah, I know. It's so good.
Why is Aiden Paladin looking up Melania Trump for? Actually, you know what? I really don't want to know. Quite disturbing, in fact, now that I think about it.
Your name is literally heroin. God bless, dang. Fucking good.
Peasant can't even afford a profile picture.
Your name is literally heroin, like, yeah.
He's dunking so much on so many Indians. Indians are very butt
I
blasted
demand
today.
all of you apologize.
I wonder why the Indian people would be upset about, the monarchy or someone taking a pro-British stance. I wonder why the Indians would have a fucking issue with that. Really does boggle the mind now, don't it?
Being British. Says the Scot.
I know.
This peasant looks like Ghostbusters marshmallow guy in a wig.
Hey, I don't know if I told you guys this, but the moment the news came out that Queen Lizzie died, there was this fucking, Argentinian news station who decided to celebrate her death by literally having the fucking news anchors crack open champagne bottles. I thought that was just fucking beautiful.
I'm looking at this, through some of this. Oh,
It's pretty good.
This is so good. Falklands this, Falklands that. Maybe you should try Falklands on a bitch. Oh, if he writes all of this himself, God, he's really good.
He's a comedian, dude.
Yeah. And what kind of favor to you too, my goodness.
Are they seriously maybe perhaps considering that Count Dankula doesn't write his own jokes? That maybe he'd just steal these jokes from someone else? Which, if that were to be the case, that would be fucking hilarious. I mean, we could pretty much... If that turns out to be true, then I want everyone who watches this video to go on over to Count Dankula's Twitter timeline and start calling him the Scottish Amy Schumer. If that turns out to be the case, you know what you have to fucking do. Go to his goddamn Twitter, go to his open DMs, start making fun of him, and start calling him the Scottish Amy Schumer. That would be fucking beautiful if it turns out that was the case.
Oh my god, this is so good.
I'm glad we started out with looking at some dank, because that's funny as fuck.
And now you're gonna see cancer.
And now we're gonna see some cancer. Alright. Let's go, Joey. Joy Behar, who astonishingly is like the most reasonable person in the room.
Which is horrifying.
The other woman who I don't know with the short blonde hair. No, Sunny's the one who's insane. The one who brings up a couple real things is alright, but let's get into it.
But it's so weird to me to see Joy be the sane one.
The voice of reason in the room.
Yes, it is very, very bizarre.
Yeah.
Prince Charles III. But will he be as popular as his mother? We'll see.
Spoiler alert, that's gonna be a big fat fucking no. He's not gonna be as popular as Mommy Dearest. Mainly because he probably doesn't even have that long to fucking live anyway.
When
Let's
his
beat up
marriage
all
to
that.
Princess Diana was falling apart, a lot of people considered Charles and his current wife Camilla the bad guys of the drama. Those two, they were made for each other. What will this mean for the future of the royals is the question. I'd just like to say one thing about her before we get started. When I was in England during the Reagan years, I was performing stand-up in a comedy club in London.
I'm so sorry to everyone who was there.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said, Joy. Ironically.
She was performing stand-up. Sure you were.
And I had some material, which I don't remember, about the Queen. And it died like a dog. I mean, not one laugh.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because you're an American going to the British and talking shit about their crown that you hated.
You know, I find it hilarious that apparently the Brit Bong get fucking ass blasted every time an American makes fun of the fucking monarchy. Meanwhile, I wonder how many British comedians have made fun of the founding fathers in their little stand-up routines. You know, I wonder how many British comedians have made fun of the founding fathers. I wonder how many of them have made fun of George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or Thomas Jefferson. I wonder how many of them made fun of the fact that we had Donald Trump for 4 years as goddamn president. I'd imagine quite a lot of them have wasted no time whatsoever. They were constantly making fucking jokes all about Donald Trump. I wonder how many of them, even to this day, you know, make fun of the fact that, you know, we got ourselves some school shootings that happen every now and then. You know? So, you know, it's pretty much fair game. I mean, if they want to make fun of us for, you know, electing Donald Trump to be president, if they want to make fun of our founding fathers and shit, if they want to make fun of that, I think it's safe to say that it's pretty fair fucking game for us to make fun of their royal family there. The royal man-children there. I think it's fair game.
Of course you would look like a twat.
So I had to switch to jokes about Ronald Reagan. Then they started laughing. But I realized then how much they revere the Queen. And you can do jokes about Charles.
Yeah, just remember, it's perfectly fine when the Brits make fun of people like Ronald Reagan. The moment you make fun of their Queen, you done goof now, boy.
At that time, which I did, but not her. Not her.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I studied in London, and so I lived in London for a while. And
You can read?
I'm a little bit shocked by that. But well, we found out we found out she has a doctorate or something.
So, this person who just said that then, you know, they've studied in London, they've lived in England for a while, we're gonna find out later on that her father is black. And the both of them just fucking said that, oh, you can read? Yeah. Yeah, not a good fucking move. You know. You know, maybe it's just me, but not really a good fucking move. To tell a black person, you know, oh, you can read? No. God, these people are fucking idiots.
Is she?
She's a lawyer.
Oh, she was a lawyer. That's what it was.
Which is amazing to me because I've never seen anyone practicing law who's this much of a moron. Shocking.
I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. I enjoy making fun of the black people as much as the next edgelord out there. But, as long as it's in good taste, as long as the jokes stick, then it's fair game. But I don't think they were joking. I think they were legit surprised that this black lady here could read. Which is kind of amazing that Aiden Paladin, you know, would be saying the shit. If I remember correctly, Aiden Paladin is a pretty infamous coal burner, you know.
I got caught up in the pomp and circumstance of it all as well. I wanted to see the changing of the guards. I wanted to see everything. I wanted to meet the Queen because I think we all love glam and pageantry.
No, that's what you Yanks like because you
yeah,
like
that's
power.
right. She wants the.
Yes,
it's very
that is
telling.
The only reason.
What do you think? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I did not ever seen a fucking TV show or a fucking little documentary about the royal family. Every time they fucking do these little documentaries or TV shows or what have you about the royal family, they always show off the fucking palaces. They always show off the everything, you know, the pomp and the circumstances. Hell, that's one of the fucking tourist destinations. That's what the people want to see when they go on fucking vacation to London. They want to see the changing of the guard. They want to see the fucking Buckingham Palace. They want to see all this shit. And the Brits, you know, they're just as guilty of this shit as we are, you know. They're the ones that are advertising, oh, come to England, see the palaces, see the castles, see the changing of the guard.
That's
yes.
the only reason that she finds anything interesting about the monarchy.
Is the appearance of the monarchy. It's not its function.
Right, exactly.
It's like, oh, look, I just want to see how these people behave.
Who gives a shit about the function of the British government if you're an American? I don't fucking give a flying fuck about the function of the British government. I think it's funny when the fucking royal man-children die. The nation has a complete and total fucking mental breakdown over this shit. I think it's fucking hilarious, but other than that, I really don't give a shit about their fucking country or how they run their stupid goddamn country. I'm an American. I care more about what goes on in my country, which is going to affect me, rather than I really should give a shit what's going on across the fucking pond.
Because I'm so terribly partial, you know, fucking twat.
Right.
And I think, though, we can mourn the Queen and not the Empire.
Yeah.
Because
the Empire she basically dismantled. I mean, we can go through some of the sort.
Again, it was falling apart long before the Queen ever took the throne. Again, you could thank Zid Zubins for that.
Just on this, which I can bring up right now, in terms of.
I'm actually in favor of the British Empire.
As am I.
The British Empire.
To a certain degree. But
The British Empire.
I am in favor of the British Empire. Even though it could hardly go to war with the fucking Germans twice in the span of 20 years without it falling apart. Yeah, such a magnificent fucking empire right there.
Empire was the best thing the world has ever seen. I'm sorry if that offends you people, but considering what Tucker said is that if you look at all nations on Earth, bigger nations conquer smaller nations. This is like overwhelmingly the case with all of human societies. This is how every empire is.
Bigger nations conquer smaller nations. Meanwhile, as we speak, the Ukrainian army is kicking the Russians' asses and driving them back over the border. So you sure you really want to say that bigger nations conquer smaller nations if the fucking Ukrainians are kicking some ass and taking names? Sure you really want to be saying that, Spoon?
The best you can hope for is to not have an asshole rule you.
Pretty much.
This is human civilization, and as far as
yeah, the best you can hope for is not have an asshole rule over you. Which is why we're so thankful we got democracy. Which is why we're thankful democracy is a thing. Because if we have a ruler that's an asshole, we can just vote that guy out, and we can get ourselves a ruler that's not an asshole. But with stuff like a fucking monarchy, if we got an asshole on the fucking throne, and once the asshole ruler kicks the bucket, we can get ourselves possibly someone that's better, or possibly someone that's worse. But let's say, for example, they get themselves a pretty okay, kind-hearted leader, and said fucking leader gets assassinated, and the next guy that fucking comes to the throne is an asshole. I mean, shit, this thing literally happened in fucking Russia towards the end of the fucking Tsardom. You know, you had this one Tsar that was a bit of a fucking asshole who wanted the secret police, and then when he died, you had this other Tsar who's like, you know what, I'm gonna start putting in the effort to make things just a little bit easier for my people. You know, I'm gonna start putting in effort, I'm gonna make everything just a bit better than what it already is. You know, next thing you know, this fucking guy gets assassinated. And the guy that comes in after him is like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna crack down on these motherfuckers hard. They want to kill my daddy? When my daddy tried to make their lives just a bit better? Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm gonna go scorch earth on you motherfuckers. Yeah. Yeah, remember, monarchy is such a great form of government here.
The British went, everywhere they went and they set something up, they actually improved it. There's a couple of places where they left, and the complete morons, Africa, where they decided not to take after their colonizers, and decided to revert to the old ways, and guess what it was?
Yeah, just out of my own curiosity, didn't decolonization happen during the fucking Cold War? Were the colonial governments at the time focused more on what the fuck the Ruskies were doing rather than, actually taking the time to help out their former colonies? Yeah. Yeah, kinda hard for the nations of Africa to pick themselves up by their bootstraps and try to go their own way when, the Cold War was on everyone else's mind there.
Shit show. Because guess what? People in Africa don't rule as well as the British do. Oh, shocker.
The Africans don't rule as well as the British do. You literally cannot even get on a fucking bus right now to go to fucking work because the Queen is dead. You can't even watch a fucking football game or watch your goddamn comedy movie because the fucking Queen is dead. For Christ's sakes, you need a fucking license just to watch the goddamn TV. I swear to fucking Christ, you need to literally apply for a fucking license just so you can sit on your fucking ass and watch television. But no. 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 The British are much superior rulers than the Africans, even though they literally need a fucking license to watch goddamn television.
For fuck's sakes. Oh, look, people that have never had any interaction with, like, advanced philosophy or technology or any system of government runs a really shit prehistoric basic society. What the hell that happened?
From the early 50s up to the 1990s,
What happened? Is he drunk right now? What the fuck was that? The British are superior rulers than the Africans.
helped many of those countries gain independence or some sort of autonomy, former Commonwealth countries. This was particularly crucial in Africa, where virtually all of Britain's colonies gained independence during her reign, specifically hers. Now, to better or greater or lesser success, mostly for...
Okay, even if fucking Lizzie didn't take the throne, the whole, decolonization shit would have fucking happened anyway. No empire lasts forever. Eventually, the people at the bottom of the totem pole are gonna say, fuck this shit, we're out. So it really didn't matter who was on the throne at the time. Again, the fucking empire was falling apart already. Again, you could thank the Germans and, to an extent, the Japanese too, but 2 fucking world wars, kind of caused this so-called great empire to collapse in and of itself.
To the lesser, well, we can talk a little bit about Rhodesia and Zimbabwe in a minute here, if you'd like to. But...
Can we not?
Elizabeth, still ahead of 15 countries, including Canada and Australia.
Can we not talk about Rhodesia?
Australia, by the way, which people kind of forget about. But, so if it's so angry about this colonization stuff, she's the one who ended the empire. Pretty much single-handedly.
2 world wars, and the nations of Germany and Japan would say otherwise.
So if you're angry about the empire, shouldn't you be saying "Yas, Queen Slay" instead of bitchin'? No, because you don't know what you're talking about, because you're an idiot, Sonny.
Really think what the monarchy
Yeah, she's a fucking idiot. Meanwhile, she graduated college, and you have done no such thing, Aiden.
was built on. It was built on the backs of black and brown people. She wore a crown.
Yes, of course. Okay, we're gonna get into the crown here in a second.
Yeah,
but
can I just say that is one of the stupidest things I have ever heard in my entire life. The monarchy that has existed for over 800 years in England. Do you think the original monarchy was built on black and brown people? I don't even know how that makes any even fucking sense.
Okay, well, let me.
Yeah, just out of mild curiosity, who was it that was working in the sugar and tobacco plantations in the Caribbean and North America when the Brits had their empire at the time? Who was working in those fucking plantations? I don't remember hearing anything about Asians working in those fucking plantations. I don't think the yellow man was working in those fucking plantations. I think the people that were working in the plantations against their will, to harvest sugarcane and tobacco, I think they had a bit more melanin than us honkies did. You know, maybe it's just me.
Let me just pull up hang on. Let me, if you type in, okay, I had this up earlier and I got rid of it, okay. Let's see. British monarchy. Because you can find, basically, it goes back to, Alfred the Great, which is 1830? Here's 18, I think I looked it up earlier.
Yes, the British Empire, which has been around for 800 years, was started under the reign of King Alfred the Great in 1830. Excuse me, I just need to find a calculator real quick. Okay. Okay, where's my calculator? Come on. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go with, let's see, 1830 plus 800. Okay, well, yeah, apparently, according to Aiden Paladin, we are not in the year 2022. We are now apparently in the year 2630. Yeah, you know, the British monarchy, which has been around for over 800 years, since 1830. Yeah, I had no idea that we were, I was always under the impression we were in, 2022, but apparently, I guess not, you know, we're all in 2630 now. Okay. Welcome to 2630, guys. As you can see, not a lot has fucking changed since 2022, apparently.
1843 or something is when he's born, and he unites Alfred the Great of Wessex, and it is a mostly unbroken line, with the exception of the Protestant shit that happened with Cromwell, up until...
Yeah, wasn't there also this other guy from Normandy, France, a guy by the name of Willie? He was a bit of a conqueror, right? Bit of a conqueror. You know, I think he might have thrown a bit of a monkey wrench into that perfect line of succession. Plus, you know, you also gotta factor in, you know, all the English kings that were overthrown, had their heads cut off, had their fucking cousins or stepbrothers or whoever really stepped in their roles, you know. Can't forget about those guys.
Now, right up to Charles III, is an unbroken line since the 800s.
Oh, so now it's the 800s, not the 1830s. Well, okay, false alarm. We're not in the 2630s. We're back on track apparently.
Charles will be very basic.
How many black and brown people? How many black and brown people were there in Wessex, Sonny? In 868 or AD exactly?
Probably not many.
I don't think probably any.
By the way, as far as I know, the British did not have any slavery in their own lands, especially not of black people. So why the hell you think it's built on?
The British ended slavery.
Yeah.
Worldwide. I mean, we're the first to do it.
Just because the British ended slavery or were the first to end slavery worldwide does not excuse the fact that they took part in slavery, okay? Just because you fucking ended something which is universally abhorrent by the modern world does not mean that you at one point in time took part of it. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. We're the ones who ended slavery worldwide. So
Yeah, they were the ones that might have quote-unquote ended slavery worldwide, or at least were the first ones to do so, but they also partook in it, so...
butthurt about this is so indicative of having just not even a basic understanding of history.
Or
of anything, really. Really of anything. The Redneck Ram for $20. Hey, thank you, man. Says, do we know if Dev is going to come to attempt to defend his crazy crap? I talked to him about it, and then he just kind of asked me for help with a video, and that was about it. If so, then I want Spoon Daddy to rip him a new one for all that BS. And yes, I am determined to make Spoon Daddy a thing. I don't think he appreciates that. Catboy Spoon versus Daddy Spoon. I think he hates both. Which one do you hate more?
They're both good. Here's the
King
thing.
of Wessex was should not have been 935. Yes. He was born in 8.
Okay, this is I'm going to disappoint a lot of people now. If I were to get somebody else on this podcast,
I was off by a couple decades.
Okay, I am not going to rip into them like it's a Bloodsport thing because A, that's overtly hostile, and I don't want to leave Dev with a sour taste in his mouth. And
after the grid is 849 to 899, which is about what I said.
No, see, here's the thing. The reason why Spoons doesn't want to engage in a Bloodsport-esque style debate, it's not because he wants to be a decent person. It's because I know for a fact that the moment people start engaging in Bloodsports with Spoons, he's gonna start crying like a fucking baby. Hell, if you get me into a fucking Bloodsports quote-unquote debate with Spoons, I'll have him bawling like a fucking little bitch in seconds. Guarantee you. He's not doing it. He doesn't want to get involved in blood sports because he is such a civilized gentleman. No. It's because he's a fucking pussy.
No, for as much as you would like to see me do that, I'm not going to because it is rude.
It is.
It's so rude. That's why Spoons doesn't want to do it. It's not because he's a giant fucking vagina or anything.
I'm sorry to disappoint you people, but that's not what I do. That's not how I conduct business.
That's not how I do things. That's not how I conduct my business. Because I am a sophisticated gentleman and in no way, shape, or form would start crying like a baby the minute people start saying mean words to me.
Core of that matter.
Yeah, it is rude. We're friendly with Dev. We can criticize. I had no problem with the first half of his video. It was only the second half that I don't know. I even told him, I don't know what. I had no problem with the first half of your video, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know what.
I will say, what the fuck, Dev? This doesn't make any sense. No.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yes.
But I think we still were fair on it.
Yeah.
Moving back to this shit, though.
David's an unusual character because there's some things they've said that I think, okay, that's it, I can understand.
He defended our position on monarchy, by the way, or he was at least amicable towards it. Yeah.
Yes, and then there's other times where he says things, he goes wildly off, and I'm like, Dave, how the fuck did you get there? So I was with you at point A, and then point B, it's like fucking in outer space. Like, dude, how? Very bizarre.
Technically, the Queen had the power to dismiss Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
Which...
Wow. Isn't that just something that should not be in any way, shape, or form alarming? Isn't that just something that should totally not get people fucking panicking? I think it's perfectly normal and should be accepted that the fucking royal family could, at the snap of a fucking finger, could oust Justin Trudeau from being prime minister. Okay, sure, granted, the distance between, Canada and the UK is literally an ocean away. And, that's not really something, that these people should really be doing. If I remember correctly from history, didn't the royals sign something called a Magna Carta, which basically says, no, you're not allowed to be an absolute fucking monarch? Isn't the whole UK government supposed to be, a constitutional monarchy? Shouldn't that start waving up some red flags there? But apparently, I guess, myself and Aiden Paladin and Spoons, we live in different galaxies. Because apparently in their fucking galaxy, the Magna Carta does not exist. And basically the royal family can do whatever the fuck they want. Versus in my universe, the Magna Carta exists. And it basically was signed to Tard wrangle the royal man-children into line.
I think a lot of Canadians probably would have liked.
Hey, by the way, Prince, King Charles, if you want...
Yeah, what a great idea. Let's have the royal man-children, who are literally an ocean away, snap their fucking fingers and oust our duly elected leader from power. I'm sure that is in no way, shape, or form a fucking terrifying idea. That's not terrifying, or that's no cause for concern at all.
You really go full throttle with that World Economic Forum thing. If you could get rid of both Australia and
get rid of Australia
and Canada,
just entirely.
Well, no, but if you could just get rid of their governments and
their governments
with a traditional British.
You hear that, King Charlie? I know you do not give a flying fuck who the fuck I am, because I am apparently some dirty, stinky peasant, and you are some fucking divine entity. But if you can do me a favor and just snap your fucking fingers and dissolve a fucking government that I do not like, a government that was elected by the people of said nation, if you could just say fuck it, snap your fingers, and destroy a fucking government overnight, if you can do that, that'd be fucking fantastic. Again, this isn't any cause for concern or anything. This isn't something that you should be waving red fucking flags and hit the oh shit button about. Oh, no. Monarchy is such a fantastic form of government, isn't it?
Iron Fist, I would be okay with that.
Well, I did tell you that the previous two Charleses were both known for dissolving the Parliament, so we'll see if we go 3 for...
Yeah, that's just such a interesting and not at all alarming fact to, know about. King Charles I dissolved Parliament, King Charles II dissolved Parliament. Let's go 3 for 3, third time's the charm, right? That's nothing to fucking worry about or anything. A government that was elected by the common man, to serve them? Fuck that shit. Let's just let King Charles, king of the man-children, snap his fucking fingers and dissolve Parliament. I'm sure that'll end fucking well for everyone. And I'm sure this will in no way, shape, or form lead to a fucking civil war or the complete and total overthrow of the fucking monarchy if King Charlie were to go ahead with this shit.
King Charles did that. I don't even know it's basing I was like, you are all terrible and gay. I'm going to take control of the crown, and then... Because I say this to Aiden, if he has, maybe 12, 15 years...
Maybe he's 72, and he's got heart problems bad.
Yes.
I'd be amazed if this fucking nutter butter makes it 5 fucking months before he has a stroke and dies. Hell, I'm honestly am convinced at this point, sometime in the near future, we're gonna find out this goofball died on the fucking toilet. Which would be hilarious, by the way.
So I might
have you seen his fingers?
I have not.
Just Google a picture of. He's got clearly circulation issues. His fingers look like sausages, dude.
No, because I just thought if he has maybe a decade or maybe a bit more to cement his
Yeah,
legacy.
that's
He should do something really based, like dissolve Parliament and like rule as an absolute monarch.
Yes, let's have King Charlie III dissolve Parliament so he can become an absolute fucking monarch. I'm sure this will work out for everyone in the end. I'm sure this will in no way, shape, or form blow up in his fucking face at all. Go ahead, Charlie. Go ahead, you fucking mad lad, you. Just say, fuck you all, I'm king, I can do whatever the fuck I want, suck my dick if you don't like it. Go right ahead, Charlie. Destroy the fucking government so you can have more power than you already do not deserve.
For like 10 years, like, that's really based. Like, yeah, like, I'm just gonna go for this. No, we should get rid of immigration. And anyone just like, you can't do that. Like, I'm the king. Fuck you. I can do what I want. Like, that's.
You can't do that. Fuck you. I'm the king. Off with your head. Again, I'm sure that'll end just swimmingly for fucking Charlie here. I'm sure that'll in no way, shape, or form blow up in his fucking face and lead to a fucking civil war. I'm sure that'll be fine for everyone involved.
What was
Well
that?
done. If he does that shit, I will sing "God Save the King" tomorrow.
Very, very highly.
You know, something tells me Spoons already does sing God Save the King. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if every time he masturbates he fucking sings that. Oh god, I just got a fucking image of Spoon jerking off while singing God Save the King. Who even needs sleep these days, you know?
Based.
But we will. We'll also, if we get an A time, we might. I'll hate to have to push back, but that's why I have this.
Not New Zealand, no, because New Zealand is beyond saving.
I don't know why you say that. I know lots of nice Kiwis. Oh, their government is really tyrannical, though. But
Because
I don't know how much
they
worse
have
it is in Australia.
Skeletor for a prime minister.
Yeah, New Zealand has such a tyrannical fucking government. Let's replace it with an even more tyrannical government. Because that always works in the end, right? Right.
No, that's true. You can still fix it.
The woman looks like she just has death inside of her.
Yeah. So.
Her face just looks.
Wrong, as Trump would say on the belt on the backs of black and brown people. Now we're gonna get into the diamond because I have a very specific response to this.
Stones from India and Africa. And now what you're seeing, at least in...
Okay, that was it. It's just that all these stolen stones, you know, the heart of Africa.
Well, when you think about it, kind of were, you know? I mean, these stones were found on land that did not belong to the British at all. It was definitely not on the same continent as where the British are. They didn't even bother asking the fucking locals if, you know, they could have said stones. They didn't even bother to consider to get the fucking locals involved. Well, I'm sorry. They got the locals involved. It just so happens that the locals were the ones that were doing all the heavy fucking lifting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they got the locals involved. It's just that the fucking locals were having to do all the manual labor. And if I were to take a shot in the dark, I would say that they really didn't have a fucking say in that. I think what might have happened was basically the Brits started aiming their fucking guns at the women and the children. They said, if you don't dig this fucking hole and give me a goddamn diamond, I'm gonna fucking kill your entire family. I think that's what would have happened. So, yeah. I think this lady from The View really isn't wrong about the diamonds being stolen.
Stolen from the indigenous people.
As if they own it.
Well, hang on a minute.
Well, again, the diamonds, the gems in question were, you know, on their land, which the natives owned. They weren't on British soil. The British definitely did not ask for permission to, take the stones. It's pretty much just common knowledge at this rate that they fucking forced the natives to dig up the fucking stones. So, yeah. Yeah, taking shit that isn't yours, that's really the textbook definition of stealing.
Now, did the British go to...
But again, apparently, myself and Aiden Paladin, we live in different fucking galaxies where the Magna Carta doesn't exist. It's apparently the year 2630 in their fucking universe because the line of British monarchy started in the 1830s. And apparently it's not stealing at all if you travel to a foreign land and steal shit that doesn't even belong to you in the first place.
these other countries and take the stuff they found there. Yes. In these countries where they got this stuff, most of them did not have the technology or capacity to mine that stuff. So, I'm not sure.
Even if they did not have the fucking technology to fucking dig a hole in the ground and find these diamonds, it's still their fucking property, even if they didn't even know that it was down there. It's funny how people like Aiden Paladin and Spoons give the United States government a lot of shit for invading Iraq and Afghanistan because of my WMDs and my war on terrorism, and then they start rambling on about, well, we just had to invade these countries for my oil. It's fucking hilarious and hypocritical that they give the United States government shit for that, but when it comes for the fucking Brit Bong sailing across the ocean blue, trying to dig up diamonds on land, this and theirs, it's perfectly okay with them.
I just think they could not it's not like they went there and just took it from, their local king or something. They mined it themselves.
It honestly wouldn't surprise me if they did exactly that. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities.
So, there's obviously a question of the sovereign land that they did go to somebody else's country and took stuff out of the ground, but those people weren't going to be taking it out of the ground, right?
Yeah,
they didn't have the ability to.
That's one of the things I hate when people just say, oh, look, the empires pillaged Africa of all of their wealth. It was in the fucking ground. It didn't make them wealthy when it was there. When they got there, it was still in the freaking ground. So it clearly did not make these places wealthy, because these places were not wealthy when the bloody...
Again, these people would be bitching and moaning about the fucking Afghanistan and Iraq war, that the only reason America went in there was for the fucking oil. They would give the United States government shit for that. But when it's the Brit Bongs doing it, suddenly it's fucking okay, apparently.
Colonizers arrived.
And how is, let's say, Zimbabwe doing since the British left?
A crazy man by the name of Robert Mugabe did this really stupid thing, right? You'll never believe what this man did, and he was actually crazy, right? He took all the people that grew was essentially responsible for the agriculture sector, which is 79% of the country's fucking GDP, and he gave it to people who had no idea how to do that.
Yep. And now their money is worth literally less than toilet paper.
Yeah, and do you know what happened to their economy? It tanked. I wonder how that happened.
Their money is legitimately worthless.
Yeah. Brilliant. So yes,
I am sorry, kids. I did say Zimbabwe, but I did mean Rhodesia.
Yeah.
The black communities that I'm a part of, they want reparations.
Here we go. You're an American.
Yes.
Why? How? This is the part where it's just excuse me?
You're an American lawyer with a Puerto Rican mother, a black father. You were able to study, get a law degree.
Yeah, but how do we not know that her black father has ancestors that were slaves? We gave reparations to the Native Americans for all the shit we fucking did to them. Hundreds of years after we fucking did that. mean, for Christ's sakes, 40 years after the Second World War and the Japanese internment camps were taken down, we gave reparations to them. So, I mean, we can do that for the Japs, and we can do it for the Redskins. I'm sure we can do it for the Blacks.
How in God's name were you able to do that? In a country supposedly run by white supremacy, and you're over here with a $3 million net worth saying that we want reparations. What black community do you exactly represent?
By the way, I'd like...
The black community that she's technically a part of because her father is black?
to point something else. So she's, again, Black American and Puerto Rican. Who colonized Puerto Rico? Was it the British? Actually, no, it was the Spanish.
And the Spanish were really, really brutal colonizers.
So if you want to get
Yeah, the Spanish were really, really brutal colonizers. I mean, it's not like the same thing could be said about the Portuguese Empire, or the French Empire, or, you know, the British. It's totally not like the British were brutal colonizers. Oh, no, that could never have fucking happened. Apparently Spain was the only empire that was brutal in the Americas. It was only them, not the Brit Bongs. No. It was the fucking Spanish. At least according to Spoons, that is.
nothing. Your ancestors who were brought to America who
were brought to America against their will on slave ships. I guess Aiden Paladin forgot that fucking part. How convenient.
Not to I mean, and I don't know when, but the vast majority of slaves would have been after independence, or I mean, that's when the slave trade really, really ramped up. Was after independence.
Yeah, boomy.
And so I would assume so. And then the other part of your family comes from the Spanish Empire, and their behavior. Why would the Brits owe you anything?
Maybe the Brits might owe her something is because maybe there's a chance that her father's ancestry can go back to African slaves that were enslaved in British colonies. You know, maybe it could be something to do with that. You know?
That's, I mean, just complete
if
nonsense,
anything, you owe the British. You're sitting there.
Excuse me, young lady. I understand that your ancestor was once a slave to our plantation system. I understand you must be upset about that fact. But I just want to say, fuck you. Give me your money instead. My ancestors were cracking the fucking whip, forcing your family members to work hard on harvesting sugarcane, working the tobacco plantations, and picking that fucking cotton. You have any idea how stressful it was to crack that fucking whip all day in the hot sun? It was very, very stressful. So we're gonna need reparations from your black ass.
In a television studio with lights and everything around you is powered by electricity, the internet is hooked up to you, literally everything that surrounds you is built by the hands of you speak their language.
Yeah.
And you sit there like, we owe reparations.
You know, it's funny how Spoons likes to say that every single one of the cameras and the shit was built by the English. But let's be real here. Everyone knows that honor goes to the fucking Chinese. And the Vietnamese. The Taiwanese. The Koreans. But yeah, definitely not the English.
Bitch, you ungrateful.
Give me money. For what? Like, what has happened to you? What has happened to you? Yeah, also, she's a millionaire, guys, obviously.
Yes.
But, she's worth $3 million.
You don't represent shit.
But also, for what? What happened to you?
Nothing.
Can you even who can you even point to in your family that you can point to who was enslaved?
Nothing.
So,
Well, seeing as how online ancestry tests are becoming more and more popular by the day, I'm sure it really wouldn't be that hard for her to trace her lineage back to ancestors who were literally fucking slaves. Hell, I'm fucking Irish. It really wouldn't surprise me if it turns out that I had ancestors that escaped fucking Ireland during the potato famine. I mean, if there's any group of people who really need reparations and some payback from the fucking UK, it's definitely the Irish.
but again, also just like you're looking at the wrong people if you're trying to ask the crown for reparations. But let's go on because this is absolutely brain dead.
You know,
I mean, these man children got a shit ton of fucking money and they don't pay any taxes whatsoever. So yeah, I think it might be time for us to drain their fucking bank accounts. It's a bit of a little payback, especially for what happened during that little potato famine in Ireland centuries ago.
Those left the sort of this month.
But you said you're Puerto Rican, not from Barbados. I mean, is she from Barbados?
Have you ever considered that maybe her father's ancestry goes back to Barbados? I mean, it's already been established that her father was black. Barbados was a fucking British colony, so...
Barbados too? She said Puerto...
I went to go look her up, and
yeah.
she's from Puerto Rico.
So then why is she talking about
Yeah, but the father was black, though. Remember?
Barbados?
Who the fuck knows? She also said Jamaica. She said she said something like representing Jamaica, which to me doesn't make any.
Oh, she does say something about that later about representing Jamaica. So she's just like a mix of a bunch of things, I guess. I don't know. But when you
Again, how do we know that her father's ancestry doesn't have a bit of Barbados and a bit of Jamaican in it? You know, how do we know? How do we not know that?
you looked her up, it said Puerto Rican and American, right?
So basically, his mother slept around a lot.
Or something. Who knows?
Father was black.
Oh no, Keza for £5 says, Mama Hayden Papa Spoon, should I take the crown and rip and tear these demons until it's done? Any objections?
No,
I
but
should.
you can do that to the Yanks.
Yeah, if whoever sent that fucking super chat decided they were gonna rip and tear, you know, yours truly, Alistair Mycroft, the quote-unquote demon, I'd just fucking punch him in the face and go about my day. That's all I would do. This goofy dumbass ain't getting anywhere near me. I'm punching him in the face. I'm gonna watch him drop like a sack of potatoes. Then I'm probably gonna go take a shit somewhere. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
God, this is so infuriating, though.
It's also really embarrassing. Like this.
It's infuriating for you, but I'm having the fucking time of my life with this shit. This is a fucking comedy goldmine. If you're capable of getting through the cringe.
This is the kind of thing that makes foreigners
Thank
in
you,
America
Kizza.
like, oh my god, you people are cringe and retarded. It's like the level of stupid when you look at this kind of thing is exactly why so many foreigners hate Americans. It's because
Oh, I know,
say
this is it.
stupid shit like this.
Were you...
And the same thing could be said about you Brit Bongs and you being pompous and holier than thou all the fucking time. It's funny how life works now, don't it?
Don't know what you're talking about.
You know nothing.
She actually gets a little bit called out in some shit later from the other woman on this,
funny.
which is interesting. But she does not go back on her brain-dead take whatsoever.
No.
Monarchy, this colonization. Jamaica. I have a lot of Jamaican friends. That's coming soon.
That's not her. Okay, so that she's not Jamaican. She has Jamaican friends. Okay.
What is that?
Yeah, she has Jamaican friends whose ancestry can be traced back to Jamaica, which was at one point in time a British fucking colony. And what did those British colonies have at the time, especially in the Caribbean? Oh, right, slaves.
To do with anything?
That she wants reparations for her Jamaican friends, too.
Right, because their ancestors were slaves.
Jamaica?
guess.
I don't even know how that makes any sense.
I don't know. None of it makes any sense. It's give me stuff because reasons. Again, you personally, if you're a citizen of American people who were enslaved in America and in Puerto Rico, the crown doesn't owe you shit. Even if we were to apply that logic, which is already nonsensical, but ridiculous.
Can I just post a meme here for a second?
Oh, nice pause game.
I don't know if that's like mid-orgasm or mid-eye roll.
Big Christopher too says reparations was given in blood. Yeah, you could say that.
I just like this meme because
where'd you post it?
It's on the live stream.
Oh, okay, I have to look at it there.
I will not apologize for that.
Oh, yeah.
And also,
Alright, I know I said we'd be getting up to the 30-minute mark, but we're so close, but I'm just gonna end it now. So in conclusion, this is a whole lot of cope and a whole lot of autism on their end. I'm enjoying these two having a fucking meltdown over everyone and their grandmother just dabbing on the royal family, and them trying oh so goddamn hard to defend the monarchy, and failing miserably about that. Oh, and I can't also forget about the fact that apparently both myself and these two are living in different galaxies now. So yeah, this is where I'm going to end the video. Again, do let me know if you want a part 2 to this. Until then, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.